LightLink token, feel free to participate in future proposals, vote on the things that you like, and to vote against the things that you don't like, and help us and steer us towards a DAO to shape the future of LightLink.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Crossroads. Let's talk about LightLink and how it might consider its own version of the Hedera Governing Council. Let's get it. Imagine investing in HBAR when it was launched publicly in 2018, which was a year prior to the launch of the Hedera Governing Council in 2019. Fast forward to 2021, HBAR saw its all-time high around 50 cents. And today in 2025, the Governing Council is filled with many global enterprises such as Ubisoft, South Korean and South African banks, LG, IBM, Dell, and many other companies. So it's no secret that HBAR has been successful thus far, and it is well connected to influential companies. So knowing what we know today, wouldn't you love to go back in time and back up the truck and load up as much HBAR as you could, store it on a cold wallet, and then come back for more? Shoot, I know I would, because this project, HBAR, was sitting at a penny around $20 million market cap in the beginning of 2020, right before it blew up in 2021 to 50 cents. And whilst hindsight is 2020 and HBAR still has great potential, I don't see it going back down to a penny anytime soon. Fortunately, at least for myself, there is a project that could potentially follow the blueprint that HBAR has engineered, and hopefully price action could follow. This project that I'm speaking of is no other than LightLink. Currently, as of May 7, 2025, LightLink is sitting around 1 penny and under a $4 million market cap, which is a very similar scenario to HBAR in 2020, right before it blew up to 50 cents in 2021. Now, my channel doesn't focus on technical analysis, but more so on deep dives for projects that I truly like because I believe they have potential. So let's take a step away from price action and talk about LightLink. This project is setting up to create the Asian Pacific version of the Hedera Governing Council. Yup, I said it. The Asian Pacific version of the Hedera Governing Council. First of all, let's highlight the historical patterns between HBAR and LightLink. Let's start with HBAR. In 2017, Hedera Hashgrah was founded, and a year later, it was publicly launched in 2018. Another year later, the Governing Council for Hedera Hashgrah was launched in 2019. So the pattern that we can observe is that HBAR made meaningful advances each and every year. So now, let's see if we can observe this very pattern with the project LightLink. All right, so let's take a look. In 2023, the LightLink mainnet was launched, and a year after that, the token was publicly launched in 2024. Now, let's fast forward another year to 2025, and I ask myself, what could LightLink do to follow the pattern that HBAR developed in its first 3 years as a company to launch the Hedera Governing Council? And at this point for me, I think it's a no-brainer. In the third year of LightLink as a company, I think that it's going to launch its DAO, which will be the equivalent to the Hedera Governing Council. So let me tell you why I think this and how I think is going to play out. Okay, so we know that the Hedera Governing Council is made up of global enterprises. So how could LightLink onboard well-established companies onto its DAO? The straightforward answer to this question is that LightLink has access to big enterprises and governments through its parent companies and partners. Remember, LightLink is owned by 2 companies, Pellar Technology, a tried and true blockchain developer, and CP Group, an investment firm that some might even consider the Asian BlackRock. Now, let me remind you of these two companies with a short clip.
About a year or so ago, we were partly acquired by one of the largest conglomerates in Asia called the CP Group. And in this journey across the group, we're looking at how we can add value to the conglomerate, because there are telcos, there are real estate companies, there are retailers, convenience stores, lots of different things within the organization. We currently have 5 different projects within the group, but you're really looking at larger enterprise rollouts, right?
Okay, so I had to bring receipts. And in the past, I have proven that these companies have support from both Australia and the Thailand government, which could grant the LightLink network access to universities, banks, and enterprises. I mean, man, come on. CP Group alone has access to e-commerce, real estate, agricultural, telecom, media entertainment, automobile industries, and convenience stores such as 7-Elevens through either company acquisitions, partnerships, or business clients worldwide. In fact, this private company, CP Group, is one of the biggest conglomerates in Asia. And again, I don't expect you to blindly believe me, so I'm going to give you more receipts. In this short clip, the CEO of CP Group, known as Supachai Cheravanant, is going to tell you exactly what CP Group is. Let's take a look.
Our main business, once we incubated to a certain level, we listed it. So it became a public company. And we incorporate all these transparencies and the right members of the boards, the right governance, etc. And we become more or less like an investment company. But Thailand is right in the middle of this 3 billion population in Asia. In the middle of, up north, we connect to China, and then down south, we connect to all these ASEAN countries with 700 million populations. If we join hands with Myanmar, we connect to India. It's almost like Thailand could become a logistic hub that will enhance both the economy of Malaysia and Singapore because of all of these connectivities.
I get it.
But certainly the world is moving toward more and more online and fulfillments over the air, over the seas. The traffic will only be increasing with the population and the income per capita which are rising in this region, for example, India, China, etc., etc. I mean, the cake is big enough.
Okay, so we heard it from the CEO of CP Group, and he said that the company is an investment firm. Not only does CP Group have power in the Asian Pacific region, but it also has influence in the USA. In fact, in March 2022, the CP Group acquired the Bank of America Plaza located in Atlanta, Georgia for about $400 million. So there's no doubt that the CP Group has bank, no pun intended. Now, let me make a long story short. I think the LightLink is going to launch its DAO as a decentralized Asian Pacific version of the Hedera Governing Council. Again, remember, CP Group owns LightLink, so it makes sense that the CP Group's 200 subsidiaries and clients will want to have a seat at the table. Having a say in CP Group's very own Layer 2 blockchain, LightLink, could give these companies an advantage on how business is conducted. So, why would they choose LightLink? Well, let me tell you. LightLink has the ability to process cross-border payments. Hint, hint, I'm talking about the collaboration between LightLink, Koala Pay, and Stellar. And LightLink could also tokenize real-world assets in an immutable manner. So CP Group's affiliates could benefit greatly from just onboarding onto the LightLink network alone. And again, for those people in the back, LightLink is working with Koala Pay and Stellar for cross-border payments for charitable events. But honestly, that's a topic for another video, but I'm going to show you proof in case you don't believe me. I wonder if this collaboration will lead to some type of agreement between LightLink, Koala Pay, Stellar, NATO, and even the UN. Who knows? And again, that's a topic for another video, but for now, let me just recap and wrap up this video. Overall, I believe that LightLink in its third year of existence will create a governing council much like Hedera did through the LightLink DAO. This decentralized governance would then consist of retail investors, banks, universities, enterprises, and maybe even governments due to the LightLink connections. As a result of this DAO, I believe that the value of the LightLink coin will profoundly be influenced because the DAO participants will need to hold the coin. This will actually grant them influential voting rights on network proposals. Such voting rights could determine propositions such as token burns, buybacks, ecosystem initiatives, etc. Now, let's imagine this. The LightLink DAO is launched, and affiliates of LightLink, CP Group, Australia, and Thailand governments rush in to buy as much LightLink coins as possible before or after the launch. What do you think will happen to the price of LightLink, which is currently sitting around a penny, a $4 million market cap as of May 2025, and a billion coin max supply? I mean, come on, you do the math. I think the price will blow up, but that's my opinion, right? None of this is financial advice. The only reason why I'm comparing HBAR to LightLink is not to set them as competitors or set them as partners, because they're not, at least not to my knowledge. The reason I'm talking about LightLink and HBAR is because LightLink is in the same scenario that HBAR was in its first 3 years of existence, because HBAR in its first year launched the company, the following year it launched the coin, and the year after, which was the third year, it launched the governing council. And HBAR, right before it hit its all-time high of 50 cents, it was sitting at 1 penny, around $20 million market cap. And the crazy thing is, whether it's by design or in coincidence, is that LightLink is in the same scenario, right? It launched mainnet in 2023. The LightLink token was launched in 2024. And in 2025, I believe that it's going to launch the LightLink DAO. And the craziest thing is, LightLink is right now sitting around a penny, under a $4 million market cap, and we're almost at the brink of a bull run. So maybe now you understand why I'm so bullish on LightLink. Not only is it connected to CP Group, but it also has a degree of separation with VELO. And it's also connected to Stellar, and I believe that it's connected to XRP, but that is yet to be confirmed. But in the meantime, you can check out my playlist where I cover LightLink in depth, and I hope to see the community grow as we continue to cover this project. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.